Hey everybody, today I want to read you a letter that's kind of a thank you letter, but also a breakup letter. Dear Fear, I want to thank you, Fear, for being with me, always. I can trust that you'll always be there when I need you, and even when I don't. Because I know biologically you're one of the most basic parts of my brain, the part that reacts with fight or flight before my fancy conscious mind even thinks about what to do to survive. Fear, you keep me humble by reminding me that I can be reduced to a scared little kid again at any moment. Thank you for all the times you've kept me safe. You told me to stay away from that suspicious stranger when I was little. Gave me that weird feeling in my gut when I look over a tall building. You taught me not to play in the street. And now, Fear, you make sure I pass you along to my children so they don't play in the street either. And you constantly make me wonder what might happen to them. I notice you're around a lot more these days with kids. You taught me the hard truth that this world is not always safe and secure. You remind me that people leave, people let us down, people die. So you encourage me to avoid all those bad things by staying in and staying comfortable. Fear, I want to thank you for teaching me to respect someone bigger than myself. You're there in that command to fear the Lord. I heard your voice when I was young on that poster at church that said, God is always listening. That threat of punishment, it sometimes kept me in line, both from my earthly parents and from my heavenly one. And you point me to those portraits of God who's angry and quick to judge. And I may not always love him, but at least I won't burn forever in hell, right? Isn't that all that matters? And so, Fear, for teaching me all these things, I want to say thank you. But we need to break up. We can't be friends anymore. You don't actually always have my best interests at heart. You can be misleading a lot of times, and sometimes you're just a liar. You make me see things that aren't there, and sometimes it's harmless. You trick me into thinking that stick on the path is a snake, but sometimes the things you do to my imagination aren't harmless. You make me afraid of my neighbor, especially the neighbor who looks or talks or worships differently. The problem, Fear, is you can only think in terms of us and them. You make me think they are all out to get me, and you convince me I need to build walls or stockpile weapons to stay safe. Fear, you can make me trust leaders who know how to prey on you, who promise they're the only ones that can make you go away. But here's the real problem, Fear. I can't be who Jesus calls me to be with you around. You even make me afraid of God, who I know is really my gracious and loving Creator. You lie to me and tell me that God's out to get me, that God won't forgive me, or that God might, but only if I ask in a particularly precise way, and only if he can make someone die first. You point me to those scary God kind of scriptures, but I'm going to listen to the better ones that say perfect love casts out fear. I'm never going to love or trust a God I'm afraid of. And in fact, you play the same trick in all my relationships. I can't love my neighbor if I'm afraid of them either. Jesus says to love people even when it is scary, even when they're our enemies, even when it costs us something. And so I'm going to listen to him, not you. Fear, you're probably still always going to be with me, but I'm not going to let you control me. You may keep me safe sometimes, but you're not my Savior. The one who saves me is the Christ who faced death without fear and overcame it. The resurrected Lord, whose first words are, "Do not be afraid."